So, to continue the 7th chapter on diligence, stanza number 71, how to practice diligence in a very, very earnest way or earnest practice. So I'll be like a frightened man, a brimming old jar in his hand, and menaced by a swordsman, saying, "Spill one drop and you shall die." This is how practitioners should hold themselves. Yomar konwe, nipi sen yomar konwe nukarla radito betonde pona sudinje parta tuki chenji teginten. If a person or the criminal is given a container filled to its brim with oil, and then he has to walk on a very, very narrow, like a pole. And then one person is behind him with a naked sword. And he is told that if he spills one drop of oil from this container that he is carrying, and which is the oil is filled to the brim, then this sword will fall on him immediately. So if this man has to kind of work on this in this way, how much concentrated he will be? He would be so focused and concentrated on his task that he would not even hear or see or, be aware of anything that's going on around. So he says that a person who is completely diligent would be able to, or should be able to work like that. Because, when you know the danger of your mind being taken over by negative emotions and habitual tendencies, and creating more and more pain and problem in the process, and that will make you fall into a kind of a difficult situation where neither you can help yourself nor you can help anybody else. Then you would be doing like that. And again, another example is just a man would swiftly stand if in his lap a serpent were to glide. If sleep and lethargy beset me, I will speedily repulse them. Now this means in Tibetan, Devi Punda Joe na Chitariwa Domata, taking you to Yon, Yedili Dobersa. So if I'm sitting here and suddenly a poisonous snake fall into my lap, then how I would do? I would not wait. I will immediately jump because I'm so scared. So I will not delay my reaction. In the same way, we must make some kind of a decision that when laziness and dullness and sleep and kind of um, non-confidence and doubts and this kind of things arise in us, then I should immediately let them go and practice, or let my diligence take over immediately. Every time then that I fail, I will reprove and chide myself, thinking long, but by whatever means such faults in the future shall no more occur. Nipa shungwa re re xin, dola meni chini chung, dola de shi munjungwa tetra sha xin yurin sam. So, if I made a mistake, if I got distracted, if I became lazy, if I lost my motivation, and things like that, then immediately you should remind yourself, you should kind of chide at yourself. You should say that this is not the way, this is not the right way. This is, and make another kind of a commitment that this kind of laziness and distraction will not happen again. And again think about that. Again and again, remind ourselves of that. That's important. Then, stanza number 73. Every time then that I fail, this is 73, now 74. At all times and in any situation, how can I make mindfulness my constant habit? Thinking thus, I will desire to meet with teachers and fulfill the proper tasks. So the Tibetan Chitar nikan tadola temba kamba ninjirhi jinde in trepom ripilin and depressa. So that I don't make mistakes, and if I make mistakes, then to correct them or to dispel those mistakes immediately. In order to do that, I should try to train in my mindfulness. In order to do that, then I should try to meet proper, great, genuine spiritual friends, or gewihinye, the positive friends, or to read books and instructions that will remind me again and again, or inspire me again and again about that. Or I should remind myself of very useful and good instructions that I have received, or to remind myself to read them or to remember them. And then, I should try to get back to my diligent aspiration again and again. Now what he's saying here is that all of us can have ups and downs, all of us can be distracted, all of us can become lazy, all of us can make mistakes. So all these things is very common. It happens to everybody. It's natural because we are samsaric beings and we have lots of negative things, addictions, habitual tendencies, emotions, everything. But what we need to do is that, once we understand very clearly and we have a very clear and strong, aspiration, understanding what is the most important thing to do, what is the most beneficial thing for me and for everybody else to do. And then, whenever those faults happen to me, those mistakes I make, or I'm kind of swayed from my path, or distracted from my whatever I am supposed to do or work, then I should immediately kind of bring back my awareness and mindfulness, and again go back to that kind of a joy, strong and what can you say, unpolluted interest and joy in doing what is most useful and most beneficial thing for myself and others, and maintain that level of diligence. Now, last, to strengthen the strength of controlling body, speech, and mind. So when we are unable to, direct our body, speech, and mind on the right way, right path, and right direction, and get lazy or distracted, or lose our confidence and inspiration, then we cannot go forward. We will be lost, and lots of negative things and problems and difficulties will befall us. So therefore it is important to try to have or control our body, speech, and mind. So this (75). By all means then, before I start some work, that I might have the strength sufficient to the task, I will recall the teachings upon carefulness and lightly rise to what is to be done. Just as flaxen threads waft to and fro, impelled by every breath of wind, so all I do will be achieved, controlled by movements of a joyful heart. So this is 75 and 76. Chini leji ngoroni tamchelan tuyeba, teta boyu tamtende donyi donga yongashar. Chetal onan roa tong ui himbal onjirwa, tegi tobi onjete, teta nanan reparanjers. So whatever I do, whatever I want to achieve, whatever I want to accomplish, that task, we have many different, like long-term objectives, long-term aims and objectives, short-term aims and objectives, and more immediate, kind of aims and objectives. So if we can take care of more immediate aims and objectives, then it will take care of the longer terms also. So therefore, I need to, see what I can do. How can I accomplish that task that I give to myself for today, or for this week, or something like that? And then I need to, I need to bring my inspiration and also the carefulness, that I would do it knowingly, consciously, and carefully, that, this I will do, after that I will do, whatever I do it with, knowing what is happening, what is affecting around, what is there in front of me and behind me and everywhere, So with this kind of clearly, with a very clear mind, and with, some kind of carefulness and good kind of observation. With that, I need to understand, and I should become easy to get up, means easy to act. I need to act immediately. I don't need to, I know what I'm supposed to do, so then I need to do it on time. And so therefore, when the wind blows, when the wind blows, the cotton can be, the cotton and things that are very light can be easily moved, So in the same way, when your mind is interested and has lots of positive energy and joy in doing something, then it will not be difficult to do. You will do it on time, you will do it with energy, and you will accomplish it without, even knowing that we have already done it. So therefore, your mind should be occupied by that, clear energy of interest, motivation, joy, and knowing very clearly what you are going to do and what will happen if you do that, and what will happen if you don't do that, all kind of clearly. And then while doing it, with your mind focused, and also not only focused on that task, but also focused on, on all around you, so that you are careful, you are not overdoing it, you are not overstepping it, you are not doing something that will affect other things or other people in a negative way. So very clearly and carefully and consciously you do it. And when somebody does that in this way, practice in this way, or live your life in this way, or work towards certain on certain project or towards certain goal in this way, then nothing can go wrong and everything will be in your hands. So this is the end of the chapter, the 76th stanza. So now we have come to the end of the 7th chapter. This is, Bodhicharyavatara, 7th chapter on diligence is finished. Thank you.